I think we're good now. Oh, Lord have mercy. No, we not. Are we? Maybe. Are we good now? I hope we're good now. So, oh, Lord, dude, I keep on falling, man. I need to find me a better chair. So, cool. Somebody called while I was busy shooting. It was trash. So, where was I? Uh, I don't even know that footage is still there, but we'll figure it out. Let me start over again. So yeah, welcome to Rap Rhetoric episode 3. Whew. Whew. Keep on falling, boy. So so welcome to Rap Rhetoric episode 3 with your boy Totem. My name is right here. So on today's episode, it's not a normal episode. We're gonna deal with some real shit. Real. I'm speaking to all attention, all the kids, all the kids that want me, or everybody actually, not even all the kids, everybody that wants me to review J. Cole. I'm not reviewing J. Cole this episode. I'm not. I'm gonna review J. Cole either episode 4, episode 5, depending on how long I feel it's necessary to digest the album. I'm not doing that first listen review nonsense. It's killing the fucking culture. So now that said, I'm out. So yeah, on today's episode, we're gonna deal with the politics of hip hop culture and rap music. That's what we're dealing with. I'm not reviewing any albums today. I'm just dropping knowledge, dropping gems, giving my opinion. And I'm speaking specifically to two groups in the culture. I'm speaking to the old ass, angry ass niggas, rappers that never made it like myself. Yeah, I was a rapper. Yeah, but I'm speaking to all the angry, whole teppery opinion having type niggas, right? I'm speaking to y'all, right? And I'm speaking to the arrogant and also angry trap kids that always fuck themselves up with the lead and the Xanax and the weed and like nothing's wrong with weed, but everything else is fucked up. So yeah, see that J. Cole. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna speak to two groups and obviously the ones that exist in the middle that just love like rap music and the hip hop culture and whatever. So yeah, we're gonna go straight into WWTS, what would Totem say, and that will be the only segment of the show today. So yeah, let's go to WWTS, what would Totem say? So alright, cool. What would Totem say? Well, that I don't even have an opinion first. Let me drop some gems first before we conclude. Um, First of all, what we need to look at, first of all, really, like what we need to look at and need to understand is that hip hop is 40 something years old. Right? Which makes it about maybe like, I think, the youngest genre in the world. You understand? It's the youngest genre in the world, and if you really look at it, hip hop is in its teenage rebellious phase. Many people have said that, and I say that too. Hip hop is in its teenage rebellious phase. It's in a very interesting moment in time right now. It's making a shitload of money. It's getting it's probably like the biggest, if not the biggest genre in the world, and the most popular genre in the world. Right? So let's first consider that. But also let's consider how old hip hop is and where hip hop is in the whole musical genre spectrum. You know what I'm saying? First of all, we need to look at where hip hop started. Hip hop culture was really like it's an amalgamation of street culture and like poetry and like all kinds of urban elements, that were in New York. You understand, at the time around 1980 something. I'm not really sure. I'll put the date on the fucking screen so y'all can see. But basically, hip hop started like 40 some years ago because of this guy Cool Herc. He was a DJ. You know what I'm saying? He was out here playing break beats, fucking dance hall and shit like that. People were break dancing on the street, whatnot. Obviously, the history may be inaccurate. I'm not gonna sit here and give y'all like a breakdown of what hip hop is all about. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a hip hop scholar. I'm an avid a thingy a contributor within the hip hop culture and a commentator of hip hop, but I'm not a hip hop scholar. So I'm not really gonna give y'all everything like that. But if we look at the different phases of hip hop, hip hop hit its golden renaissance stage in the 90s where everything from production to lyrics was very, very, very high level. You had your Big Daddy Kane's, you had your Bismarck Keys, you had your Schoolie D's from thingy the West Coast, you had everybody around there, you know what I'm saying? Niggas were really doing like the most with the lyrics and the beats. You have your Pete Rock, CL Smooth, you know what I'm saying? If you don't know these people, you need to go fucking Google. Google is your friend, bruh. You know what I'm saying? So you need to go do that. You had your Jay-Z's, you had your Jazz O's, you had your Nas, you know what I'm saying, Large Professor, all of these people contributed to hip hop in its most purest, most like magical form, right? And that's when corporate America really started thingy taking thingy hip hop into consideration. At first, people thought hip hop was gonna be a fad. It was like, yo, this thing is just gonna pull through, dip out, whatever the case may be. But it grew into a culture because it was kind of like nigga news. Chuck D famously said of Public Enemy, Google if you don't know. Chuck D of Public Enemy said hip hop is nigga news. That's where niggas get on a beat and actually explain and give kind of like somewhat of an autobiographical sense. You understand, in the music, explaining what's going on and whatever the case may be, this, that, and third. You know, so corporate America caught on to that, and they kind of commercialized it. If you really go do your history, I think the first song that went on was the Sugar Hill Gang. That was commercialized. It was the hip hop, a hippie to the hip hop, and it don't stop, rockin' to the bang bang, boogie and uptown, boogie to the boogie, or the boogie to the beat, or whatever the case may be. That was like the first hip hop song to really like go on radio and like be commercialized and whatever. And some purists like now really thought like that shit wasn't popping. It wasn't that real hip hop. But through the time, as time went by, groups like Wu-Tang Clan, you know what I'm saying, and other groups around Staten Island, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens, you know what I'm saying, went in and handled their business, and hip hop became famous. That's how we got to know the Jay-Z's of the world and the Nas's of the world, Illmatic classic album, Reasonable Doubt classic album. We got thingy albums like that. Enter the 36 Chambers classic album, Wu-Tang Clan. We got albums like that, and they started making money. They started making money. Corporate America was like, yo, this thing is actually making money. That's when the biggies of the world came about. Death Row, NWA, and all of these things that actually became huge within the hip hop joint. Within the hip hop culture. Started coming into play and into fruition, and corporate America was pumping money and this, that, and third. So you get what happened. Where did the disconnect happen? Right? Where did the disconnect happen? So up to I think 2000, and if I'm not mistaken, y'all can comment on the comment section if I'm wrong, if I'm mistaken. But I think, in my opinion, I think up to 2006, 2007, right? Hip hop started changing. Right? Hip hop started changing. We went from, first of all, we went from 99. From 99, early 2000, hip hop was still, about the streets, the drug dealer, this, that, and third. Oh, matter of fact, if we even look at the origins of hip hop went from just niggas rapping, niggas rapping about rapping, niggas rapping about what, the neighborhood and whatever. Then the drug dealers started funding hip hop, around the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. And then the drug dealers started talking about his lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Your Biggies, your Jay-Z's, the drug dealer and the gangster started talking about that. So that changed hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, the tail end of hip hop, it started branching out to other places in America. I mean, you always had hip hop from Atlanta, which is who's these niggas, man? Outkast. Y'all niggas know Outkast with Hey Ya, but y'all need to bump more Outkast albums from back in the day. Them niggas is cold as fuck. But yeah, you know, you had your Outkast from Atlanta, you had Goody Mob, you know, Organized Noise. These are people from Atlanta that were actually still pushing hip hop in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? But hip hop became prominent in the Dirty South, you know, with Cash Money Records, baby. You know, Lil Wayne and them towards the tail end of the 90s, entering into the 2000s, and then they just took off. You know, that's when we had the franchise boys, you know, Lean With It, Rock With It, you know, groups from the South. You know, we already had Cash Money, Young Money, and Hot Boys, you know, with Lil Wayne and the posse, with Juvenile and them. But them towards the end of the 90s and the early 2000s, that shit kind of went crazy. You know, so around 2006, 2007, mid 2000, right, 2005, 2006, 2007, hip hop kind of changed and it became much more glossier, much more colorful. You know, I remember I was still a hip hop dancer around the times and still trying to be a rapper, whatever. And Lil Wayne was out. He was a young Lil Wayne was coming up. You know, a young Lil Wayne was coming up. A young Lil Wayne was handling the situation, and you know, and things started changing. You know, things started changing. A different influence came into hip hop. A different influence came into hip hop. You know, because more structures were being built, you know, around the culture and its music. You know what I'm saying? And if you expose a type of people or a culture to certain things, those things will influence. You know, I mean, people talking about how the kids right now are colorful and whatever the case may be. I mean, you see this Takashi 6ix9ine and this little pump dude with the fucking purple in their hair and whatever. But if you really like rewind about 10 years back, you know, 2008, bro, we were complaining about niggas wearing skinny jeans and being all colorful and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the time when hip hop was changing and transforming, because now the media and everybody was catching on. You know what I'm saying? So if we really fast forward now and come to now, you know, you have your Lil Pumps, you know, your Takashi 6ix9ine, Gucci Gang, you know, Lil Uzi Vert, all of these kids. These kids are not different. These kids are not killing the culture. These kids, I mean, music has changed from, yo, I shoot your mama, nigga, yeah. You know, yeah, is the rap is normal like, yo, I shoot your mama and whatever. Yo, we slanging drugs, this, that, and third. Boom, 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 boom. It's not really that, right? Rap changed. You know what I'm saying? The subject matter changed because now the check that they were cutting was much more different. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, you had Cream. I remember I was watching an interview of Raekwon or the RZA, and they were like, yo, when the people that were on the Cream music video are are dead now. You know what I'm saying? Some of the people that were on Nuz's thingy, some of the people that were on Nuz's what you call this thing, Illmatic album photo shoot, they dead now because niggas would cut the check, but the check wasn't big enough to take niggas out and take everybody around out of the community. You know what I'm saying? But now the check, when they cut the check was too big. Or wasn't too big, but the check was sufficient enough to take everybody else, you know, out the hood. So the music will change because you can take yourself out of the hood and expose yourself to different things. These kids will rap about their cars, their jewelry, whatever the case may be, because that's what they see right now. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm looking at how people are talking about, yo, these kids, you know, these kids is fucking around, these kids is doing that, these kids is doing that. And these kids, there's nothing wrong with these kids, man. You know, the culture, if we look at it, like money wise, financial, the culture is making more money, so these kids are exposed to more money. These kids are exposed to a lot more. First of all, if we look at just relevance, hip hop is one of the biggest thing. Hip hop is one of the biggest cultures in the world. You understand? So these kids that are getting into rap right now, they big as shit. They not your Raekwons and your RZAs and niggas who were doing it for the passion. They doing it for the check. You know, because these kids now are exposed to a lot more than what, you know, our rappers who were telling us the real are exposed to. If we look at just the commercialization of hip hop as a culture, I mean, hip hop right now is influencing everything and anything. Everybody's speaking slang. Everybody's sagging their pants. Everybody want to say for shizzle my nizzle. Everybody want to be part of a rap thing. I mean, back in the day, in the mid 2000s, you would have to bring a rap onto an R&B song so the R&B song could get street cred. Nowadays, man, R&B singers are gangsters. Look at Chris Brown. You know what I'm saying? So if you really look at it from that perspective, there's nothing wrong with rap. Rap is just changing. Rap is reaching, or hip hop culture has reached this teenage phase. If you really look at them punk rock niggas, when they were making a shitload of money, they were doing all kinds of shit, man. You remember Marilyn Manson and 9 Inch Nails and all of these niggas, man. When Interscope was pumping money into these guys were doing Lord knows what. These guys were the rock stars. They were touring the world. They were selling out shows wherever they go. These guys were really killing it. If you look at these guys, right, like your Bon Jovis, right, and 9 Inch Nails and everybody that was really making a shitload of money back in the early 90s, along with Tupac and them, but I just explained the whole hip hop thing. But if you look at punk rockers and rock music and everything that was really, really popular within the 90s, within white America, which has like the largest um, fucking population as opposed to black people, these guys were just killing it, right? And if you take these guys and then you compare them to Lil Pump and Lil Uzi Vert and Smoke Perp and Lil I'll Shank Your Mama and anything that has to do with drugs and just living a crazy life, they the same. They the same. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing different. It's just that now the success of punk rock and whatever the case may be, and all the nonsense that comes with punk rock, how we used to look at punk rock people and be like, yo, them motherfuckers is crazy. Now it's happening in hip hop. That's with all of these kids doing all kinds of extravagant, crazy shit. Look at Triple X Tentacion. You know what I'm saying? He's a rock star in his prime, but he's in hip hop. That boy can rap. Like I vouch for that. That boy can rap. You know what I'm saying? So I would just like to say in closing, really, what would Totem say? Yeah, man. Like, look, let's stop pulling, our culture in different directions. Of course, we have a division in the culture because the culture is young, and you still find purists. The people that actually started the culture are still alive. The people that grew up with the culture are still alive. And now you have these kids who are like 16, 17, 18 who want to take the culture a different direction, and the founders are really feeling like, no, that's whack or that's not right or whatever the case may be. And I just feel like, if you love something, right, and you forward, let it grow. You know what I'm saying? Like, let it go and let it grow. The kids know what they doing because they control the crowd right now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, like Jay-Z's age group isn't like it's 40, 50. These people have different struggles, so they listen to different types of music. You know what I'm saying? And hip hop is a young man's game, and the younger crowd now likes Lil Uzi Vert and whatever the case may be. And I like them too. Like as much as I listen to, like I'm 26, and I really basically grew up on thingy old school hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But I still like new school hip hop, even in South Africa. You know what I'm saying? Like if you really look at it, it's the same thing. The culture is exposed to a lot. And everybody's gonna try get into the culture and add their little flavor to the culture because they feel like some of these people are getting into the culture for the bag and there's no problem, but that's just pushing the culture forward. You understand? And really, if we look at the human race is the only race that doesn't go extinct because it knows how to regenerate and like be sufficient within itself. You understand? Like a whole lot of fuck shit was happening. We had the bubonic plague, we had Hitler, we had the Shakespearean Elizabethan era when niggas were not washing nothing, niggas were dying off of pure dirt, E. coli, salmonella. You know what I'm saying? But we still here. You know what I'm saying? We're still here, and we got new diseases, AIDS, cholera, fucking shit. I don't know, Zika, listeriosis, whatever the case may be, but we still gonna find ourselves still alive, still pushing, still living as the human race. And that's how I feel about hip hop. But hip hop is the most human genre in the world because we always find a point where we regenerate ourselves as a culture. We had them franchise boys, and then we had Kendrick and Cole. Now we had Tekashi 6ix9ine, but I bet you we're gonna have somebody that's gonna regenerate the culture. You understand? And just recreate everything from Kendrick's point of view. Because if you look, we had Tupac, then we have Kendrick. But before Tupac, we had Rakim. You know what I'm saying? And in between that, we still had Vanilla Ice and MC Hammer, of which if you look at them, they are the Tekashi 6ix9ine of that time. And we had them franchise boys everybody else, Soldier Boy, and they are the Takashi 69 of that time. So now we have the Takashi 69 of this time, and we gonna have the Kendrick of that time. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I just gotta say. Like, those are the politics of hip hop culture and rap music. There's really nothing that is cast in stone that hip hop has to be like this. It is a growing culture. It is a very young genre of music, compared to everything else. And we just don't know where it's gonna go. But one thing that I know is that it's gonna always regenerate itself, and it's always gonna push the limit and push boundaries, and it's always gonna be, that culture for us. It's always gonna be that culture for us. You understand? And I think it's gonna stay the most dominant thing culture and the most dominant music genre in the world. So yeah, that's what I gotta say about the politics of hip hop culture and rap music. That was Rap Rhetoric episode 3 with me, Totem. Follow, like, subscribe. Comment if you got something to say. You know what I'm saying? If you think my eyebrows is lit, comment on that too. But yeah, like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter. You see my handle is somewhere here. Somewhere here. Follow me on Twitter. Let's talk. I'm gonna start doing the hashtag rap rhetoric thingies or tweets. Join the thread, join the conversation. I'm gonna let y'all know about that. But like, subscribe, and comment on the video. Episode 4, we're gonna be reviewing KOD, and I've got some unpopular opinions about KOD. But yeah, thank you for watching. That's Rap Rhetoric episode 3 with your boy Totem. I'm out. Age of 9, star fights, get some paper and run under the 5, cause my